Hello one and all, it's Captain Calamity and the lovely Luca here, my son, and welcome to the Captain Calamity Lock Down Special. So we're all locked down, we're all ready to go, and it's time, this time, to do some bubbles. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So, what do you need if you want to play around with bubbles? Well, first of all, you need a willing assistant, and I have one here with the lovely Luca. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our hands a bit soapy and wet. So I've got a bowl here for both of us, Lulu. And if you stick your hands in there, and I'm going to stick my hands in here, okay, and we'll just create some bubbles. So there we go, there are our bowls of bubble juice. Hands in, and just get them thoroughly wet because we're going to have some fun with this. Okay, if you can get them wet right up to past the wrist. This is great because you're making yourself clean, you're having a wash, okay, and it's always good to make yourself as clean as possible. Okay, then what we're doing is we're going to create a little O shape in our hand, a little O like that. Can you do that? I'm going to show you, I'm going to come round and actually show you this on the screen so you can see exactly what we're doing here. Okay, so let's come up right and close and I'll show you we're making that shape with the hand. Because if you do that shape with the hand, it's amazing what you can do. Make sure both hands are wet and then we're going to blow. And there we go. Fabulous bubble. So you're now seeing me on Bubble TV. We're going to blow into the bubble, get some more bubbles going, and then it pops. Okay, so once again, how you getting on, Lily? Keep practicing. Okay, so you're going to make that O, blow. Oh, there you go sometimes. Very gentle with the breath. And it goes again. Okay, one more time. How you doing, Lulu?
Not well.
Keep practicing. I said one more time, didn't I? But persistence is the key. Last time. Let's just catch that one. Now the nature of bubbles is very much that they're transient, that they pass us and then they're here and then they're gone. Okay? Now, we're going to blow inside a bubble and we're going to have another go at this. We'll make a small one this time. Now if you hold it with both hands, we should be able to get a bubble inside a bubble like this. There it is. Okay. And then you can pass it up and down. Let's make another one. Just pass it up and down, up, down, up and down. Don't let it touch the hands. Let's put another one in there. There we go, we've got 3 bubbles. So you can have we've got a mummy bubble, a daddy bubble. Oh, the one's just slipped through. Put another one in there. We've got 2 bubbles and a one at the bottom. And then they go. So there we go. Making bubbles with your hands. Hand bubbling. So let's move around. Now,
Mine didn't work.
You seem to be making more of a mess than actually any bubbles.
Yeah.
So, hand bubbling. But there's lots of things we can do with hand bubbles. So let's continue with that. Okay. So I'm going to have another go. All right, I'm going to put them in here. Keep practicing, Luca, because you never know.
Well, I got it for like a second.
It's that balance between making them big enough but then not too big so that they pop.
There we go.
You got one? Great. Once you've got a bubble, hold it in your hand, wobble it like a jelly. Jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate. Wobble, 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 jelly on a plate. So once you've had a bit of fun with the bubbles in your hands, making bubbles, catching bubbles, making more bubbles from the bubble that you made, because that's cool as well. There we go. Hope you're getting all of this. Let's try again. In fact, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to come up front, because with the hand bubbles in particular, it's something you really need to see up close. Okay. And I catch it. It's all about being as gentle as you can, but persistence will always pay off as well. So there we go. More bubbles. And you'll see what I do is I pull my hand away and I seal the bubble as well. So that's really important when you're making bubbles. People ask me as well what I put in the bubbles, and that's quite important too. And it's something you need to experiment with, because as bubbleologists, we're all scientists and we all have our own recipes. But things you can start with are, for example, fairy liquid and glycerine and water, and then just play with those and the consistencies of those and see what makes the bubble too heavy, what makes the bubble too light, what is the perfect combination. And I will say, with the exception of water, less is more. That's my biggest tip for you. Once again. There we go. So, bubbles. Hey, let's try something, Luca.
Yeah.
I'm going to do most of the stuff, I think, up front this way, because I want people to be able to see it. It can be quite difficult when we're on video and we're at a distance. So this time, let's try something. We're going to trap a bit of smoke in a bubble and see what happens if we do that. Okay, so I'm going to use this tube. It's a plastic cylinder. We're just going to trap some smoke in it and we're going to see what happens. So I use this button here. Put my hand, seal that hand over the end. I'm using a smoke machine and I'm just filling it with a blast of smoke. There it is. And now if I put that in bubble liquid, I blow. We're creating a smoke bubble. Like, can we catch that? Let's see if we can. Remember, your hand needs to be wet to catch it. There it is. A smoke bubble, and it's gone. See if we can make a smoke. I should be talking to you guys. See if we can make a smoke bubble volcano. So if I'm going to put the bowl here, because this is going to help with this. So we'll blow again. We'll get the smoke, we'll blow again, and we'll see how we get on. Right, so first of all, smoke. There we go, and then bubble, and okay. All right, let's see if we can get a little bit. Oh, that's gone again. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to use a very clever thing called a light table, and you might have noticed that's over here. So I'm going to come around, Luca.
Yeah.
Okay.
I spilled it.
It's all right, we're spilling quite a bit, but that's all part of the fun. Right, so we've played with working with a bubble, making lots of different sizes of bubbles, and blowing them onto your hands. Now we're going to use a little bit more equipment to make some bubbles. So some of you might have one of these at home, and they are great because they really create very big bubbles like that. You get kind of a rainbow thing going on with those, don't you? Something that might be fun. Luca, do you want to wipe your hands, by the way, Lulu? Just wipe them for a second. Just dry them for a second, okay? So you're not spreading the bubbles everywhere. If you're catching this, you can really get lost in the world of bubbles. Let's see if we can get some. There we go, look at that. So Luca, let's put your head in a bubble, so if you just stand there. I do it this way on. Here we go. Head in a bubble. Head in a bubble. One more time. Head in a bubble. Just going to shut the door because I think that will really help with some of these. I do want to disperse, it's that battle of trying to disperse the smoke, but also trying to keep the bubbles stable. So, back again. Right, so let's try this again. So here we go. Come and stand here, Lily. Let's see if we can do this. So, head in a bubble. Oh, got fluffy hair, that's your problem. Oh, try one more time. Oh, nearly. Last one. You know what?
My head's too.
Let's just come and stand here. We'll do it side on. Your head's too big. There we go. Never mind. So let's try something now. We're just going to move this over. Okay. We're going to have a little play now with this, which is our light table. Okay. And we should be able to get some really nice bubbles on the light table. So it's just a perspex table with a light shining through it. And we're going to use this, see if we can get some nice big bubbles. Okay. Right. So I hope you can all see what's happening here. Right. Here we go. It's quite a nice big one, don't you think? What happens if we go again? Oh, it's gone. Right. So what we're going to try and do, I just want to move this out there so you can get a good clear view. Okay. Don't be so gentle with these things. Oh, look at that. Let's try again. Get some more going on. It's the magic that's happening between the two bubbles as they connect together. We go right into the middle here as well. It really is very much trial and error. But it's always beautiful, whatever the result. What about trying to get some smoke into there? What do you think, Luca?
Yeah.
Let's try. Let's turn this around now. Move those out of the way. You've always got to act quite fast when you're working with bubbles as well, because they're not going to wait for you. Okay. So we'll give it a bit of a... Is that plugged in? Seems to be on. That is on. Okay, we'll just have to wait for that to charge. It seems to not be charged. We'll wait. Okay, so in which case, let's just carry on doing what we're doing. Okay. Seeing how those bubbles work. Reflect, 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 retract, pop. Luca, do you want to have a go?
Sure.
Okay. Now don't let me use your tube, and I won't let you use mine. Just blowing in. Okay. So you just keep blowing, Luca. I'm going to try some smoke. You can see what I'm doing when it's all smoky. Keep going, let's get some smoke in there. Make sure you seal it. I need my bowl round here. Give me the best chance of getting this right. I'm sure there'll be lots of bubbleologists writing in and saying there's a better way of doing that job, and I'm certain there probably is. Let's go that way. You keep going with the clear bubbles, I'll try and make a few smoke ones. And we'll get a sort of a nice effect. Just building that up. It's looking really cool, Luca. Keep going. Can we make a volcano bubble, do you think?
Yep.
Let's stick one on top. We'll try again. Okay, when I go for the volcano bubble, just stop bubbling for a second. Because otherwise, just stop for a sec, because otherwise you're just going to pop it. Oh, we've run out of smoke for now. Anyway, let's keep going. Okay, so there we go. So that's how you work with a light table, just creating lots of bubbles and smoke it will see. Right, tell you what, let's see if we can do some bubbles and then inside bubbles and then more inside bubbles. I don't know if we'll be able to do this, but we'll give it a go. Well, I'm going to just try this, okay? All right, because there's too much going on, it won't work. That's one. So I'm going to go smaller. May have been what I was getting wrong before. Okay. Let's try again. Okay. It really is trial and error. Seems with this, it's mainly error and trial, doesn't it, Luca?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you know what? It's just not working today, is it? Let's go smaller. I feel like I need to whisper.
It looks like half an egg.
It's a little dome. Can we do a dome over it? Just goes to show how important the strength of your bubble juice needs to be in order to get this to work. Maybe if I do a little bed of bubbles first.
It turned into a massive.
Yeah. Now we can try again. Put it in.
No.
It's just not playing ball, is it? So there we go. So lots of things you can be doing with bubbles, and you don't need a light table. Obviously, you just need a wet surface, and then you can practice as well. Should we try some other things as well while we're here? Like, for example, stuff I do during my show. Why don't we do some of that as well?
foam.
Work with some foam. We've got a bed of foam there, and maybe this will give us something we can really play with. So I do. And it really is all about experimenting. And the lightness of touch. Knowing when to stop blowing. That's pretty cool. I wonder if you can get some bubbles in there. You know what? I'm going to use one of my straws, if I have one, to try to do this.
It popped.
Did it? Well, we'll do another one, don't worry. I've got some straws in here. I might be able to get the effect I'm after just by using one of these. Okay, so again, let's go in with the bubbles. Ooh! You know what? You really have to be so gentle. It's not playing ball today. Leave it there. Quickly in. Get another one, blow, let's blow another one, blow another dome. So we're getting some amazing moments. But they're not lasting long, unfortunately. But when it works, it's beautiful. It's just something you have to play with. See, that would have been really good. We'll try one more go with this, and then we'll try something else. And what we're learning is different ways that we can make the bubbles and make them last. And it does seem that a bed of foam is definitely a good starting point. So when you're in the bath, having a bubble bath, you're really in a good position to make lots of bubbles. Okay. Still not working the way I want it to. So Luca, what we can try is let's play hand bubbles, okay? So I'll make a bubble and then I'll pass it to you, you pass it to me, okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's try that. Now, so the game you can play that where you have to release the bubble and then the other person has to try and catch it. Both people must have their hands quite wet. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Catch it. That's it. And pass it to me. And the key really is to be able to release it is really difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get it there. Okay. Release. Okay. You can catch that one, and you can pass it to me. Oh, you got two. Can you combine them? So that's all about surface tension and about fracturing the surface tension. So if you have two bubbles, one in one hand, You can take that one for a moment. One in another hand. Just pass me that one back. Oh. Gone. Take that one. Oh, can I have that one back? Oh, it's not one. Okay. We'll put it here.
Splitting up.
We'll put it on here. So I'll hold that one on there, and I'll get this one. My goodness me, it's not easy, is it? Now why didn't I just do that the first time? Now you can see there's two bubbles there, and then there's a sort of a space, a wall in between the bubbles, just right there. And I'll see if we can take it apart. Probably not. Splitting the bubble, it's like splitting the atom, quite difficult. And then putting it back, then you've got two pieces, and it's getting them back together. You need enough power to not burst it. That's another way of doing it. Enough power to not burst it. Oh, there we go. You see that? And the wall collides. So, lots to learn. So, we've come up to 1:15, so we've been going for half an hour, and I know it's not been very well presented today, and we've really just been playing, but I hope it's been as much fun for you watching and thinking about what you might do with bubbles as it has been for me and Luca making an awful mess before Kelly comes back into the kitchen. So, keep watching, come back at 2 o'clock tomorrow for the next episode, but for now, Luca, join me. Be safe, be smart, be smiley. See ya! Should we duck down? Should we? I feel like we should duck down. Do you feel like we should duck down?